And they're not looking, this wastegate hose, just pull it off, yeah?
More ducts, more pipes. Right, welcome back to the FPE channel. It is D-Day, so I brought my Fiesta down. We got Zach and Ollie. We're down at Clarke's little dyno cell that he's built himself from Ignition Advantages. We've got Ginge here, and we're just gonna have some breakfast. And then Ollie's gonna come down and literally finish off the dyno cell.
Well, make it work.
Make it work, yeah. They've cobbled it together. They've managed to put some doors on the front of it because they're aware of the potential noise coming from my side exit, yeah. So
that's a custom-made extractor for you, that Mike.
Oh, wicked. Right, positioned in the right place as well. So yeah, just gonna have some McMuffins, and then we're gonna throw the car on, see what it's running wastegate pressure. Zach and I bodged a your solenoid, the boost solenoid that I bought off of Clarke, and yeah, we're gonna try and throw a little bit of boost in it and see what it's actually doing. As I said, I'll just be happy to see it. Mate, I can tell you, it goes really well, like from the mid-range.
Do you know what power makes at the minute then?
No idea.
Do you know what boost it's at?
10 psi.
Is that on after both turbos?
Yeah, so that's it.
10
All I read is that, well, I've got another gauge in there that's between, but it's kind of irrelevant.
Right,
that's like 4. And then after the little turbo, it's 10.
Right,
so,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's what the engine's inhaling.
So 10 psi. It'd be nice to see what it actually makes at 10 psi.
It feels rowdy. Yeah. But again, it's a baked bean tin, so
of course, everything's
going to feel rowdy. Even I know like 150 brake in a little baked bean tin is fast. So I reckon it's my guesstimate. My like arse dyno says it's about 230.
Yeah.
But
that's believable.
Okay, we'll until we know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
So what are you hoping for today? Do you want to like wind it right up?
I want to wind it up. It is breathing a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll wind it up. I'd like to crack 300. The problem is, because it's got 2 turbos on it, everyone's like, oh, it's got 2 turbos on it, must be 500 horsepower. Yeah, it's not. I mean, the engine is an old Area 6 Ian Howe built forged engine, and I think it made
silver top, isn't it?
Yeah, 450 in Liam's old Cortina.
Yeah.
That was on a big GT30, whatever.
Was that with a sump, or was that still on the pump?
He shattered, I think 3 oil pumps with that, but he had a little billet underdrive pulley on it.
Oh, right.
It ended up going dry sump. When I bought it, I took the blanked off oil
put it all back onto like a normal sump.
Yeah, just put it all back onto a normal sump. I'm not aiming for 450.
No, of course.
When I bought the turbos, the guy who sold me the turbos reckoned that they will flow 420, but I think the little turbo is going to become the restriction.
Yeah, does the big one feed into the little one?
Yeah.
So that's going to be.
But then on the exhaust side, the exhaust has got to push through the little one and a little internal popper
to then get to the
big one. And I think that's going to be where we're going to.
I think if you get to 300 horsepower in this though, it's going to be mental.
Mate, it's rowdy as it is, and if we can turn the wick up a bit and make sure we're happy with everything, then I think we're going to see big air temps.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got a big fan anyway. That's
I was going to pick up a bag of ice, but the issue I've got is if I throw ice in the tank, I didn't think about it. The pipe goes straight into the pump, so I don't want like a little ice cube going and blocking stalling the pump.
For that to melt and stuff.
Yeah. So I think we'll just run it as is.
Yeah, fair. I mean, we've got a tap over there if you want to just point some water out and get some cold water.
But yeah, we'll see where we're at.
Cool, man. Let me lock the rollers up and you won't slam back as far. Oh, mate, it's not made for it.
That feels like it's right.
Spin out it first. Your little tyre bars are a bit close. Like very close.
Maybe stick like maybe stick like very tired.
Ah, yeah. Just need a little bit of wood between there and there, I think, just to pump the middle up on the shocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are we going to do predictions? I want to know what you guys think.
We need to see 300.
240 straight out of the box. I reckon 290 will have serious intake issues.
So we're not going to crack 300. I'd like to see 300.
I reckon we could let it cool down and maybe do a 300 horsepower run, but I don't think we could leave it at 300 horsepower. I think
this is very positive.
Box. No, let me rephrase that. If his rock box can nearly smash 300 horsepower with a pile of scrap, I reckon this will do 300.
But he's got an intercooler at the front.
Yeah.
Mine's got a charge cooler with the radiators in the back.
Yeah.
And without enough airflow.
What sort of charge temps are you seeing on the road?
Like 40s. Yeah. At 10 psi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah. It's a cooker.
Is that what happens when you can press there?
Yeah.
Oh, you want pumps on your pumps?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm reserving my judgment, but I would like to crack 300. But so long as I said, it'll be a success if it drives home, in my opinion.
Yeah, if all three of us drive home, I'll consider the day success.
Great success, yeah.
So
we all make 150 brake.
When they're not looking, this wastegate hose, just pull it off, yeah?
All the boost.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Curve.
It's going to make a really good curve, hopefully. Just for doing the padding on the cage, and then Zach just proceeds to use orange cable ties on everything now. I suppose at least you'll see it by the end of the day, and we'll make sure that we'll cut them off. Orange.
Yeah, I don't think we don't need to map any of the low down stuff. I don't think it's going to improve it.
So we're going straight to a moon map.
Yeah, we're just going to go. We'll do a power run. Just run it, make sure it's right.
There is a couple of fiddly spots, but it is what it is. I think that might be more down to the fact that the injectors are too big and the Omex can't rein them in. No.
I literally, trying to map the low end. It's like you change one number and you go from like 13.5 to 15.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I've said that for years because Leah Devils told me that. He was like, Omex can't control much over 650cc injectors.
I was 650, so I got them pretty good on mine, but I think these are 750s, isn't they? That extra 100cc just seems to make a massive difference.
It's all about max.
Yeah, I know. It's the noise. You want to get the noise down. But I say you're gonna struggle to get fresh air in here. That's going to be the problem.
Well, to be fair, I've got them two big holes that are already cored up there.
Yeah.
I've got two fans that are upstairs. I mean, massive, great big fans, and they come out the same dyno cell that this dyno come out of. And he was like, we had no problem with circulating air at all.
Brilliant.
So then But I've got them two, and I've got a designated exhaust extractor as well.
Yeah.
So I think 3 fans should hopefully cover it.
Right. What do we need to do? What do I need to do?
Cox it up, loop up.
Let's do some dynoing. temps just on the spring?
Yeah. I thought it'd make a bit more, but it's alright. For 10 psi, for 10 psi, I think it's alright.
What are the air temps?
To be fair, look how much power it climbed up to fully fill that. You've got like 20 horsepower leaving it off.
Sorry?
Hello?
What?
Again, like 20 horsepower leaving it off.
Oh, okay.
It was like 10 AFR all the way to the limit with the tailpipe. Pulled it back to like 11, 5, maybe 11 at the limit up to keep it the same. You've jumped up 20 horsepower. So I really like just pulling a bit of fuel out of it.
Yeah, it is quite fat. It's a safe fan.
So we're just letting it cool down and Zach's checking the way that we plumbed up the boost control solenoid because we can't seem to get any more boost to go through it. And we're currently at 200 and, well, just over 200 brake horsepower, and that's still on wastegate spring at 10 psi. But the temps in here have shot up again. We're now at 28 degrees C in here, so we need to try and get some fresh air in here. Yeah, for those who don't know, make sure you go and check out Clarke's YouTube channel. He's the one with the red drag Fiesta, not Phil, the other one. And he's also built a crazy Connect with a straight cut gearbox and Z-Tech turbo. Put a link to his channel in the description below. If you don't already subscribe to him, make sure you do, because he does some sick content and he's got some crazy projects.
I'm saying it makes sense.
Clarke, what is the plan with the Burgundy Mark II?
You know what? I have absolutely no idea. I was going to wait until I've got a big pile of scrap bits and then maybe build it. I've got like a block down there.
Oh, so it will end up being Z-Tech.
Oh yeah, I bought his all for it the other day. So
So you're just collecting bits at the moment?
yeah. When I've got a pile of spares, I'll just put something together basically. But it turned up, I had to have it.
Now you've cursed.
Treat yourself. So we tried re-plumbing the boost solenoid, so hopefully we can actually make a bit more boost. So we're now running it in fifth because the gearbox is basically non-existent. And then you've wound the boost up to 18.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the...
Right, man. I'm 75 horsepower.
Yeah. Proper tapering off up here.
Yeah, I don't understand why it tapers off so much. It never felt like that when we were out there.
I think it's the heat. Maybe it's like the back pressure. It sounds like it's about to explode. Standing there, really. I'm like, mate.
Let's make the graph look a bit prettier. 6.4. So we go 2.4 to 6.4.
I wonder if the graph is tailored or so much top. I wonder if it's hitting the red limit and the gear ratio is so wrong at the top.
Which maybe we're slacking off the back straps a bit so I can pull forward a bit more. Yeah. Probably don't help with that block of wood underneath it, but I don't think it's root spinning in the fifth now.
No. That graph looks a lot more sensible than having the tail.
Yeah. Makes all the peak power nice and low, doesn't it?
That's why it's so rowdy on the road.
Yeah.
It would be nice to get that.
On the road, it feels like this is like down here.
Oh really?
Yeah. You know what it needs? You know what it needs? I think it needs another external gate, like welding into that elbow, and then like a V-band welded into the. Maybe the internal gate just isn't man enough.
I don't know enough about
No, if you had a gate, but basically another gate where that one is,
yeah,
and then you ran it into the housing and it f***ed off the internal gate, just so you could flow more to bypass the little turbo when you want the big turbo to get in.
yeah.
I don't know whether that's good. That might. I always thought the issue we're going to have is massive back pressure. Maybe like where it starts kicking in, that little turbo just can't.
That graph gives off the impression of a very small. If you looked at Ollie's T3 when they had that on his, he used to just make a whoosh and then come like rocketing down near
the little one's basically a T25, so I think that's the problem.
That's why it makes so much power low down here, isn't it?
But then you need to be able to.
I think if we can get the graph, like, I think that tail off is where you're on the rev limit. Maybe it doesn't look as bad as it is, because you look at that and that looks more to how it.
When's the rev limit set? 7.
7, 2, something like that.
19 psi low down. I mean,
that's a bit of duty at the top. Try and bring that up a bit.
No, from like 4.8 onwards.
Yeah. Well, the air temps.
Hot 50.
Yeah,
climbing, man.
Yeah, that's going to kill it
as well.
Like a cup of tea kind of temperature. Yeah, right. So if I put a bit more duty in from like,
4.5 grand?
Yeah, I'll put another 10% in.
Try and keep that level.
That top bit. Maybe throw a couple of degrees of ignition time in there.
Spicy.
No, I'll leave the timing, I think. I think it might be a bit restrictive for putting
I think trying to start add timing to the main power will then sort of charge temperature. You're going to find that quite early, and you're going to think, oh man, it's ignition restricted. I can't put no timing in it. But then when you look at that sort of air temp, you can get that back at least back into the 40s.
Wastegate duty. Yeah. So if you want more boost, we need to start putting springs in it.
Oh really?
Considering we've gained over 100 horsepower, I think you should probably take it out. So we think
that is hot. But I would like to have cracked 300, but it's the way that the torque kicks in. I think it's going to be a good.
I think we need to get the torque up. I reckon that's still 280 foot-pound as well.
Yeah. I think it's probably going to match torque and horsepower.
Yeah.
But like you say, but then charge temps climbing up through the roof.
We need bigger fans, bigger ducts, bigger holes,
bigger waste space,
bigger I was going to bring a bag of ice, as I said, but I was worried about the way that I plumbed it. I reckon a little bit of ice would go into the pump and then seize it. You'd hope so, but it'll be our luck that we do a run and then the thing just boils it. Yeah, it needs a gauze in it. I'll have to cut it open and weld something in it, but
something to do.
Exactly.
This was as fast as my car was.
Yeah.
When we first drove in with like what made 180 horsepower.
You think as well with this heat, I reckon. Bearing in mind this is a heartbreaker as well. Everyone comes on in under reads.
Yeah.
So you think if you shove that on another dyno on a cold day, I really wouldn't be surprised if you see 300 horsepower in that, especially at that boost pressure as well. Let's have a look at the torque.
Didn't keep an eye on what the big turbo's doing versus the little turbo though.
Probably still just sniffing on it, just like a little huff of the little turbo. We always said this car, that little turbo is more than enough for this car, like the weight of the car. Pretty good torque.
Pretty stoked with that, and you?
Yeah, that's going to be a good street car. Street map on it.
281 horsepower and 285 foot-pound of torque. Really, really hot. We've got like Mike's suffering with like inlet charge temp stuff.
So like your charge temps are like climbing like mad, aren't they?
Yeah, we always knew it was going to be an
Microsoft's
issue.
in the heat, it's class suffers in the heat.
Everyone suffers in the
It needs
heat.
to just be pulled out at winter time. No, I'm thinking more ducts, more pipes.
You're welcome. I've been there all day. What about a bit of wood in there? Oh, we're going to have to tuck wood in it, please. Yeah.
It's bouncing, right?
It's just more worried about the exhaust. See that? No, you're off Dyno now, dude. You look right here.
Just one minute.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, wait!
So there you go, 281 horsepower. Not the 300 I was hoping for, but as I said, it was super hot in there and our charge temps are just 50 plus. So got to sort all that out. We're also at the duty cycle on the wastegate, so we need to put another spring in that to hold the pressures back. That's 100 horsepower more than what it had when it came in, so it's definitely going to be lively on the way home. I'm going to leave it on that note, and hope you enjoyed the video. Hit like and subscribe and all that crap. Until next time, I'll catch up with you guys later. Take it easy. How can I leave a video there on a cliffhanger? I've just gained 100 horsepower, so of course I've got to take you guys out for a spin and show you how mental this car is.
You'd have seen on the dyno the headlights are flickering, so I just don't think the alternator's man enough. If that little internal popper hasn't actually opened yet. So he goes, your big turbo is still like not getting fed the amount of gases that it needs. So he goes, way to check if you're worried about the restriction from the internal popper and the small turbo is to disconnect the actuator rod and wire the wastegate open. So effectively you're just running the big turbo. And he goes, take it out or do a power run and see what it does. Which is fair. It's a fair point, and he did mention it ages ago and I kind of forgot about it. And obviously in the heat of the moment, we were trying to dyno 3 cars and yeah, we didn't really have time to sort of really experiment with it. However, that said, this thing goes like stink now. I don't know actually how much top end power I'm missing. If it wasn't rowdy before, which it was, it definitely is now.
friend at Turn 12 Fabrication, he's given me this piece of fuel tank foam because the theory is I'm going to put it in the bottom of the charge cooler tank. So then I've got ice cubes in it and I don't have to worry about little bits of ice cubes going in and blocking my fuel, the charge cooler pump. For this video. Thanks again to Clarke for hooking us up for the day at the dyno. Again, don't forget to go and check out his channel and all his awesome content. I think he's got some sweet merch going as well. Yes, there's still some things that we need to tweak on the car, but overall, as I said, it's got 100 horsepower more than it did and it goes like stink, so I'm happy. Yeah, until next time, yeah, like, share and subscribe, all that crap, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Take it easy.